us love sugar. So it's very important to know, instead of refined sugar, which other sugar alternatives we can use. So the first thing that we can use as a sugar alternative are dates. Now dates are dried fruits. In India, we very often confuse dried fruits as nuts. When you go to a shop and you say, "Mujhe dry fruits khareedne hain," it sounds like you want nuts and dry fruits together. But dry fruits means actually dried fruits. So example would be raisins, apricots, dried apricots, or figs. You can use figs in a fresh form as well. So these would be the ideal sweeteners in most of our food. The next would be other sugar alternatives which are not as processed and refined as the regular white refined sugar. The first category would be of date powder or kharik powder. So dates in their dry form are powdered, and this is what you get. You get this available readily in the market as dry date powder. So this is pretty whole. It's not really refined or processed, except that it's been powdered. Then we have, of course, brown sugar, palm sugar, coconut sugar, and of course, jaggery powder. Jaggery powder is a good alternative because it does have good nutrients, it has iron. We have to understand that it is processed, less than sugar, of course, but it is still a processed food, so it's okay to use sparingly in desserts, etc. But as far as possible, we must use dry fruits, like I mentioned, for sweetening. The third category would be sugar syrups, which are natural. So jaggery syrup, in a local language, is called kakui in Maharashtra. In your part of India, you would probably have a different name for it. These are best bought from a farmer's market or from a good source. In fact, all of these things, if you buy from a good source, you can be assured of good quality, good taste, and also we are trying to stay away from the sulfur and all the chemicals added to the sugar. So these, if bought from a good reliable source, would be beneficial to us rather than harm us. Jaggery syrup is a good option. We've also heard now of maple syrup and agave. These are not native to India. They are very expensive. They are not easy to find. And why use imported products when we have good Indian alternatives which are easily available and are inexpensive? So jaggery syrup is your go-to for a liquid sweetener. So the authentic jaggery syrup is the one that is created by the sugarcane juice being thickened before it becomes jaggery. So it's even less processed than jaggery. So that's your first choice. And if you can't get a hold of that, then you can take jaggery, a block or powder, add some water to it, liquefy it, heat it up a little bit, and you can make your own jaggery syrup at home. So having said this, we have to understand that other than dried fruits, everything to the body is sugar, and keep the use to a minimal extent just for desserts.